This is the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show. We are here for the 6-game Monday main slate. James, happy April Fool's Day. It is April 1st for this 6-game main slate. And, you know, the NBA could have a couple of tricks up their sleeves, right? Some jokes, you know, as we get to the end of the NBA season, some random players could go out there and just ball out and be like, April Fools. You thought you were going to get, you know, X player with a breakout performance. Nah, it's this guy. He was the one who should have played. We have 2 weeks left in the regular season, so anything is possible, as Kevin Garnett told us. Some interesting matchups on this slate. We have Brooklyn, Indiana, Boston, Charlotte. What was I trying to even say there? Boston, Charlotte, Portland, Orlando, Memphis versus Detroit, Atlanta, Chicago, Phoenix, New Orleans for our 6-game slate here.
I already missed the Charlotte Hornets.
Charlotte Hornets. I don't know
they still might not be. If they combine teams, they still might. They probably still don't make the playoffs.
I'm still not sure what team name was. Hornets, by the way, are getting 17 at home in this game. So,
and the
Magic are giving 16,
and the Bulls are giving 2.5. So like there was like a trio of teams. Oh no, you were okay. I got it. I don't know why I thought you said anything about the Bulls. Anyways,
April Fools, everybody. The show's off to a great start.
It is interesting. We have 5 God-forsaken teams that could be doing possibly anything.
Yeah.
On tonight's slate. We also have a Monday night in Charlotte. For those that know, real hoopers know what that means.
If you know, you know.
Which we'll actually explain it. We'll actually explain it. Just hold on. Just wait till we get to small.
But if you can't wait, just Google, you know, Monday night in Charlotte.
Jason Tatum, Monday night in Charlotte.
Yeah. A good quote of his.
Yeah.
And that scenario played out once the season.
Quite well.
He did the thing. So we have that scenario popping up here. He is also the highest priced player on this 6-game main slate at $10,000. So, you know, some nice potential fair and balance opportunities for us here. Let's waste no time here, James. Let's just get into it. Point guard position, DeJounte Murray, $9,800. This dude continues to be an absolute monster. They just keep him under 10K. We'll take the slight discount there. Yeah. Halliburton's 91. Booker 9K. We'll see if Cade's in or out at $8,300. McCollum 77. Derek White 75. That's basically your top half of the point guard position here.
So I actually don't think there's a wrong answer on this entire list. Murray is obviously, like you said, I will gladly play anyone that has the potential to take 44 shots in a game. So, you know, you could add that one to the player pool for sure.
Yep.
Halliburton seemingly is back ? He's been playing better. They've been in every game's been just like kind of a blowout. So you don't even know what they're the 6th seed. So I assume that means they don't want to be the 6th seed or they want to at least remain the 6th seed because they don't want to be in the play-in tournament. So if that means Tyrese Halliburton has to play X amount of minutes, Miami's half a game behind them, right? So they need to continue to win to keep Miami behind them, possibly leapfrog the Magic, the Knicks, possibly. They're only 3 games back to the Cavs to get to the 3 seed, right? So people that are playing for something, they get Brooklyn on the second leg of a back-to-back. Now, that could be a blowout. We don't know, but I'm not going to predict any blowouts and end-of-season NBA. Everything's out the window right now.
Atlanta, 2 games against Boston were 17-point underdogs. They won both games outright. So.
Both. So Halliburton's good. We know Devin Booker has the ceiling. Obviously, he's had a floor the last couple games, but the 2 games prior had a very high ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Cade, everyone knows if they listen to the show how much I've kind of backed away from Cade because the minutes have just not been there. I don't think my logic has been incorrect. Why would I pay $8,300 for a guy that was playing 29 to 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 32. Well, Detroit, in a competitive game, he took 33 shots. And that is good.
Yeah.
And 8,300, even in a game that goes under 200 total points, he has 57 fantasy points because he took 33 shots
Right.
and almost triple doubled. So
And it's a great price for what he can be. Now he's
yeah,
against Memphis. Now he is also questionable for this game, so we'll see whether or not he's in or out. It is a 7 p.m. start time, so we will have that information.
Yep.
I don't foresee Memphis blowing out Detroit.
no,
So if this is right, so if this is anything close to a competitive game, in the more recent competitive games, he's played around 32
yes,
minutes. So you'd think 32 is the floor here, and now
Yep.
we've seen the ceiling of 37. So definitely looking to lock and load. CJ McCollum without Brandon Ingram has been
nails.
everything we know that he's certainly capable of being. And
Yep.
we figure 1 point spread in this game against Phoenix here, and a 225 total. So competitive and decently scoring. Derek White could know Jaylen Brown potentially, no Kristaps Porzingis. We know what his usage rate looks like when people are off the floor. Kobe is right there at $7,200 as well. Atlanta, pays up spot for them.
Dude, 6 or 7 seed here, Phoenix, New Orleans. Like this game seriously matters. New Orleans currently tied with Dallas, but Dallas has the tiebreaker for 5, and Phoenix 2 games behind. So a win obviously is a big swing, especially, who I don't know the tiebreaker situation, but if Phoenix beats New Orleans, I mean, we could be looking at a situation where Phoenix owns the tiebreaker. So,
Sure.
love McCollum. We're going to see max minutes out of him. Obviously, Derek White is super appealing if there's no Kristaps or no Jaylen Brown, who are both listed questionable. Kobe White tournaments, he has been okay. There has not been high ceilings. We know he has one.
Yeah.
I think he's just hit a wall, right? I mean, look at dude. The volume. It's not that the volume's dropped off, but the efficiency is terrible.
He's not hitting his shots. The
Just
minutes have been great. 20
Yep.
plus shots in 2 of 3, but 2 of 11, 3 of 9, 2 of 5. Like, a couple more threes. Now we're looking at 40, 45 fantasy points. Maybe a different view. Again, couple of good pace up spots he had as well. Washington and Indiana there. Now he gets Atlanta. So, those are 2 games where he took 20 plus shots. So, gonna have the opportunity to take 20 plus shots. Can he hit those shots? That's the question that we have to figure out. Probably some maybe a contrarian play with Kobe White.
Yep.
Here. Portland guys. 41 for Scoot. Stayed out of foul trouble, got the minutes. Shocker.
Don't ask.
$600.
Don't ask.
Delano Banton played 30.
Well, and we've talked about that, right?
Yep.
When the shots aren't falling, like Chauncey's usually just like, all right, let me get the younger
The man still took 19 shots.
No, I know. No, listen, I'm not hating on 30 minutes, nor am I hating on 19 shots. But like when they were going in, he's playing 40 minutes, like close to 40. I think it's a really terrible matchup, obviously, for Portland, and they probably do get housed. I mean, they lost by 50 or 60, sorry. In that last game.
They're now the first team in NBA history to lose by 50 or more points twice in the season.
They obviously, I mean, like competitiveness in this game. But like you saw, it didn't matter for Scoot and it didn't matter for Banton because they're shorthanded. 2, what does Chauncey have? Why wouldn't Scoot Henderson be playing 40 minutes? Right. Like you need this dude to like develop, right?
Just get run. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm okay with either. Drew was really good the other night. Drew's actually been pretty good in the 2 games since returning. I wondered how maybe that the shoulder looks pretty good because like shot volume fine, 3 volume fine.
And you have no idea what like the team is also trying to do in these situations. Like the Celtics have everything wrapped up. So they could just go out there and be like, all right, let's get Drew involved here.
Let's put Drew on the ball. Let's put Drew on the ball more.
Yeah, because like playoff Drew, right? We need playoff, maybe feelings here. And there's Drew Holiday out there, double-digit shot attempts, knocking down his threes, rebounds, and assists. The defense has been there all year. The guy's getting blocks and steals every game.
He's great.
I think for cash games, you could certainly take a peek here. You mentioned Brooklyn on a back-to-back. We don't know what that's going to look like with Shooter 63. Could have Jaden Ivey here without Cade. There's always a possibility. We've seen and tended to gravitate towards him sometimes in those scenarios. Where else are you looking here? Pippen, Suggs, Pritchard, if people are out. Like, what are you thinking?
Point guard. This is going to be interesting because Vasilija Micic has been really, really good in the assist department lately. 2 double-doubles in his last 3,
Mhm.
almost 3 double-doubles straight. We saw the 40 fantasy point ceiling against the Clippers, 5,600. They're going to play 30 plus minutes just because we know that's what Charlotte does,
Yeah.
regardless. And if like no Pokashevsky, they'll have 7 guys pretty much. They started Pippen. Memphis did. He got in immediate foul trouble. 2 fouls in the first like 2 minutes. Then he picked up his 3rd foul, and then Jordan Goodwin comes in, John. And Jordan Goodwin had 16, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Because seemingly every time Jordan Goodwin gets extended, it's like the peripheral stats are there. And then when
Yeah.
you get the scoring, it's like, oh, right. There's like a crazy high ceiling. So I still think Pippen's like the guy you want there, but
You
like,
want who starts.
yeah, which I assume is going to be Pippen again.
Sure.
That's granted, like Concher's out, but he's doubtful. So you just assume it's going to be Scottie Pippen. So Pippen, Goodwin, whatever there. I believe the Orlando guys are back here. Isaac
Yeah.
and Harris sat, and Cole Anthony in like really limited time kind of had a monster game because
Right.
that's what Cole Anthony does. But
Second night of a back-to-back in that game
yeah,
too, we talked about. So
we've seen this right from Orlando when they're fully healthy. There's just, I mean, look at the minutes against the Clippers as well as he was playing. 19 minutes for Cole Anthony on that front leg with everyone healthy. So you can't really get there. They did extend Fultz in the second leg of a back-to-back. I just want to have a chuckle with that. 25 minutes. Apparently he
yeah.
can play 25 minutes.
Well, he didn't play the front end. That's why.
I know, but like, remember he started that other game and we were like, oh, he could play, and then he didn't.
Yeah, he played it
you're
16
like,
minutes.
like,
Yeah.
oh, but that's it. Like, it'd probably be
If someone's out, Pritchard could get the looks there.
yeah, that's true.
Or a blowout. I mean, anything's possible there. Shooting guard, a lot of these guys we have talked about. Jaylen Brown is questionable here at $8,100. We know what kind of ceiling he brings to the table. Cam Thomas on the back-to-back at 71. Again, big pace-up spot for him there. Bogdan, 67. Miller, Io, Murphy. Like, where are you going in the mid-tier?
It's hard to look away from Cam Thomas when he's doing this, right?
Yeah.
30, 28, 38 actual in his last
Dude's a
3
bucket.
games. All the shot attempts, all the minutes. So, I mean, they were getting torched, and he's like the only starter that really played a lot of minutes. So, in just every situation, I shouldn't say that. Him and Bridges played a lot, but
Yeah.
Schroeder's minutes were cut down. So I'm definitely good with getting to Cam Thomas in tournaments. It is the second leg of a back-to-back, but that seemingly doesn't matter. Bogdanovich had just an insane night the other night. It kind of cut into DeJounte. He almost he had just had like a crazy second half in that game. He's just like such a nuclear weapon at times. Like 38,
Yeah.
They could be healthier in this game. I know Jalen Johnson's listed as questionable. He was listed questionable the other night. He didn't play. Obviously, a good sign that he's questionable because he's been like out or doubtful pretty much every slate. So I would have a slightly less interest in Bogdanovich if Jalen Johnson played. If Jalen Johnson doesn't, you could definitely fire up some Bogdan. And then like Miller, you gave Miller a shout the other day. He's definitely been a little more consistent.
Yeah.
The Golden State game was standing, 38, 45, 39 fantasy points in 3 or 4. IO's continuous. It's like probably a little too expensive. Trey Murphy, good, solid production. Hasn't been great because he's not taking as many shots as I think you and I probably hoped for.
Shooting 30% the last 2 games as well. Like if he hits a couple more shots, the numbers obviously look way better. But hard to argue with 11 and 9 rebounds in those games. So just need the scoring to come around here, and it could certainly be there against Phoenix. Value guys like 6K and under. Kennard's here, I guess. Caruso, Grayson Allen. Like, what are your thoughts in this range?
Yeah, I pretty much agree on most of those calls. Caruso, he hit they don't have the stats updated for the Bulls. He started that game against Minnesota. By the way, the Bulls are the absolute most hilarious team in the NBA because they outright got waxed by the Nets. Dude, the The Bulls' last 4 games tells you all you need to know about their season. Loss against Wizards, 26-point win against Pacers, 17-point loss against Nets, 8-point win against Timberwolves. Like, that is wins against Timberwolves, Pacers, loss against Wizards, Nets. What team are you? But Caruso had a really surprisingly good game. 7 for 8 from 3. And it's just, I don't know if I got louder there, John. I'm sorry if I did. Oh my god! And you know when your ESPN just starts playing videos?
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
look at Alex Caruso's stats, and these videos are just the loud.
popping up everywhere. Yeah,
Oh my god! But like Neesmith, Kennard would probably be the 2 guys for
sure.
me. And then like under, what did Dyson Daniels play? 10 minutes in his return. I just wanted to see. I know he came back. Bittram not really playing anymore. I feel like it's end of season, right? I'm digging.
Well,
I
that's what
feel like
it
there's
is. Yeah,
there's gotta be something down here. I don't think there's anything else, truthfully.
yeah. I mean, it was repair for a little bit.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
played. He was in big foul trouble
yeah.
early in that game for Miami.
So yeah, they still got the minutes. So who knows? Maybe
Yeah,
there's an opportunity for him. Small forward again. Tatum. I guess we'll just talk about it now. Tatum went on, gave like an NBA.com interview or something like that, right?
that was at a camp. It
Was
was
at a
a
camp. Okay.
he was speaking to kids at the camp about
Yeah.
why he always
Yeah,
plays.
he doesn't sit. And he said you could be on NBA TV game uh, on a Monday in Charlotte, and people are showing up to watch you. So like he shows up to play. And then earlier this season, like right after that, like quote basically came out, he had a Monday game in Charlotte, and as you can see, he went for 45, 13, and 6 in that game for 78 fantasy points. No Jalen Brown in that game. Porzingis did play in that game, but here we are again, a Monday in Charlotte with a questionable Jalen Brown and a questionable Kristaps Porzingis. There's a very good chance that Jason Tatum plays 40 minutes in this game and goes for 80 fantasy points. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's the story.
yeah. That is,
And we
and
referenced this story like 100 times on that stream. And then he went out and did what he did. We're like, unbelievable Monday in Charlotte. So
we've also said it, I think, like a bunch of times since then, just
after
like
that, referencing,
joking around. And what are the chances we get a literal Monday night in Charlotte for the second time? He must
right.
have seen the schedule. He must have seen the schedule ahead of time.
He saw they played him twice in Charlotte. And he was
Yeah,
like,
on a Monday, he's like,
"Yeah,
I'm just gonna
get
get
this
this out
out
there.
there." So, anyways, obviously elite spot, DDR 85, Siakam 82. Can certainly play both of those guys up at the top as well. Where are you when it comes to the top half of small forward?
I mean, DeRozan continues to be good. Ramp up for the playoffs. He doesn't. He just doesn't sit. He just plays all the minutes. Depth taxes. DeMar DeRozan playing all the possible minutes. Siakam doesn't apparently need all the minutes to just go off like he does pretty much every night.
Right.
Um, you know, you have to be comfortable with the 31 to 33 minutes versus like DDR for 300 more. You're also going to get like 6 to 9 more minutes probably out of DeMar DeRozan nightly, right? So,
Mhm.
if that's something that tips the scales towards DeRozan, I can't say I blame you. Miles Bridges is going to play as many possible minutes as he can handle. He hasn't been great lately. He was great on Sunday. Hit 7 threes, 33 and 7. I do like Miles Bridges 7,600. There's obviously a ceiling there. Wouldn't also mind if Kristaps Porzingis and Jalen Brown, 2 good defenders, weren't there for Miles Bridges as well, because like those are 2 matchups that he would face quite a bit.
Right.
So I do like Bridges if those guys sit. Um, we're just not getting Franz production right
Right.
now. I don't know if he's hit a wall, but it just hasn't been there for him. So as much as I like the price and the matchup, it's a tournament play only. GG is going to continue to play 30 plus. He's kind of been bad outside of that 35 actual point game, but they're so shorthanded. Like obviously he could pop. And then you start getting into like Herb Jones, who's been super good in back-to-back games, and I
Right.
love playing me some Herb. I will say, like he since the Ingram injury, dude, he's not coming off the floor. He is playing monster minutes, 37 and 40 minutes the last 2 games for Herb. over the last 5 games, 39, 35, 31, 37, 40. The only reason that he plays 31 is because he had 5 fouls against SGA. Like, it's playing monster minutes for Herb. 57 is not like the greatest price, but 2, 4, 1, 4 steals. He had a 7 stock game mixed in there.
Mhm.
So 57 for Herb Jones is definitely something that I would
And yeah, I mean, I put him up in the playbook the other day when he was 51 and 54. I mean, like, they're just gonna he's gonna play 30 plus minutes. We know what he can do, man. It's some elite numbers for him for sure. Value tier, like, where are you with like Laravia and some of the Memphis plays?
Laravia is going to start as long as the everything remains. Is Santi Aldama officially doubtful? He missed. He's upgraded to questionable. So I would say Laravia should still play mid to high 20s minutes if Santi plays, but obviously him starting if Aldama's out would be more appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Murray played 42 minutes the other day. Did really nothing though. Finney Smith didn't really play a lot. I mean, because he's not the best power forward they have.
You mentioned Davis.
Uh,
I mean,
yeah, if there's no Pokashevsky, for sure. He played a bunch of minutes. He's 3,400. Like, he's free.
yeah.
That's a good call. Mm, that's probably it. This my Azonia Pereira guy played 29 minutes the other day. He signed the 10-day. Played 29 minutes for Memphis, $3,200, 7 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 blocks, 2 steals. If there's no Santi Aldama, maybe you give him a look.
Okay. Move on over to power forward here. Again, Tatum's up top. Durant and Zion, both of them obviously can have big games. We played a lot of Zion lately. $8,700 for him. If you had to pick between the two, where are you going?
Probably Zion.
Yeah.
I think there's more of a like range of outcome that Zion, like, there's too many variables in Phoenix, right? Less with Ingram out in New Orleans.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think so. Mid-tier guys, do you like Miles Bridges? Obviously, Porzingis is in. We've seen the kind of minutes he's been playing lately. Jalen Johnson's questionable for this game. Was close to returning, it seemed like, the other day. Now he's maybe back in sort of that conversation to come back against Chicago. We talked about GG already. If Zinger's out, Al Horford's $5,800 and not on the injury report. What are your thoughts of power forward here?
It would be whatever Boston center is available.
Yeah.
Whichever one, because I mean, I think Zubats had like 70,000 points against Charlotte tonight. Just for context, I don't know what the official number was, but it felt like 70,000. He had 24 and 12 with 3 blocks because no, Charlotte can't stop anybody in the interior. So whatever Boston center is starting. Yes, on Bridges. If Jalen Johnson plays, I mean, when he returned, the last time he returned, there was like no limit, right? Didn't he 37 minutes?
Yeah.
37 minutes after a 9-day absence. So I assume that would be something similar. And then, like, you get to value. Chimezi Metu is someone that might start. Jabari Walker started 34 minutes, 10 fantasy points for Jabari Walker in that last start. Jonathan Isaac up to $4,200. Too expensive?
I mean, not if we think he's going to play, right? They're not on a back-to-back here, front leg or back leg. So if non-back-to-back looks like 23 and 24 minutes, then yeah, I think we can pay $4,200 for him here. You disagree?
Jonathan Isaac or $3,600 Trendon Watford?
Well, you've been the big Watford guy lately. So, I mean, probably him, right? Probably Trendon Watford, the way the minutes have been going for him lately. I mean, 29 and 24 minutes, hard to argue here, right?
Yeah. Now, I do think there was he benefited a little bit from a not so good. Did he close this game? He did, but he also played he played 740. He played 13 straight second half minutes.
Okay.
And then played the final 3. So he played 16 second half minutes, which means he also played 13. He was the first sub. Him and Cameron Johnson were the first 2 subs on the floor. And they did not sub in for foul trouble. They subbed in 4 minutes into the game, no foul trouble. So if that's going to be an indicator, also we don't know if Brooklyn's going to rest somebody on a back-to-back. Dude, Cam Johnson breaks down every time there's a back-to-back, he breaks down. Would it be surprising if he sat? Would it be surprising if like Finney Smith, who has no business really, like no need to really be extended here? There's only good things for Trendon Watford here. I would say Trendon Watford over Isaac for me pretty easily, just because I feel like there's a little better. We've at least gotten a little better minute floor from
Sure,
Watford.
I agree. Moving on over to the center position then here. Triple J is $8K. Vucevic is $7,900. Ayton came back. Jalen Duran's somebody I've been a big fan of at $7,200. Looking to spend up. I think those are probably the obvious names here.
How does this matchup between Triple J and Jalen Duran play out?
I don't know, but Brandon Clark's also been playing a lot of minutes lately, so
yeah, he has. He's been good. I don't know. There's no chance if Duran can stay out of foul trouble that Triple J has a chance against him, right? Like Jalen Duran's going to have
rebounds.
He's going to get 20. Yeah, I mean, we've said this. Like, Jaren Jackson's a power forward at being asked to play center. Maybe this is a good.
The one thing would be like is if he ends up putting him in foul trouble.
In foul trouble, that's like the only scenario. But like conversely, Duran could do that to Jaren Jackson too. Like it's who gets 2 fouls first, and then
if anything, maybe Jackson doesn't put Duran in foul trouble because Jackson's just shooting from the outside and Duran's not out there defending him while Duran's actually in the post.
But who is Duran guarding if like in that scenario? Like because if it's Aldama, Aldama shooting threes. If it's like pretty much every player on Memphis is facing the floor in that scenario. Right, so he's only playing the 20 Brandon Clark minutes, I'm just saying, like, I would love to play Jalen Duran. He's a super athletic dude. It's just like it's just an awkward matchup because Triple J is so.
Duran's not getting taken off the floor though because of defense. So
no, he's not.
It's not like Jackson stretching the floor takes him off. So
no, it doesn't.
If there's no Jalen Johnson, I think Capella's still pretty safe here.
Agreed.
I don't know what would happen if he was active. Bruno probably takes a hit, but like we also saw them limiting Capella minutes when Jalen Johnson was there because he could play this 5. What else are you looking at for center here?
I mean, I know it was like no Jonathan Isaac and Memphis related, but Wendell Carter coming off a monster game. I don't think we can trust that. But hey, 13 rebounds against Memphis.
Right.
Shocker. I mean, Nick Richards is going to play. Is he going to be good? I don't know. We talked about this Boston guys.
Does Valanciunas have to play because Nurkic, or does it not matter? Because I don't know anymore. He played 23 minutes against Milwaukee and had 17 and 10. So,
dude, he is so good when he gets minutes from a fantasy point perspective. But there's just no. When was this matchup against Phoenix? He played 25 minutes on January 19th.
18 minutes for Nance in that game.
I don't know. I want to say that it's very hard to like predict.
Nurkic had a weird stat line in that game. 5 points, 15 rebounds, 9 assists for Nurkic in that game.
Like there's also a scenario, John, in this game because Yusuf Nurkic. Like there's also the scenario where both teams say we don't need a center in this game and space the floor, right? And now Zion and Kevin Durant are your 5 men. So I don't know. Like I think they both desperately need a win, so they'll run their best lineups out there. I don't know. I'm okay with like who would you rather play then in this scenario? Because Larry Nance is no longer like just over. He's only
Well,
$400
right.
apart. I'd probably rather just
I
play
feel like from a
Valanciunas.
fantasy point per minute spot, like Valanciunas matches up better here, right? I probably do. I mean, I'm not playing either. I would just play Clark if I'm spending down, I think, or Watford has dual
Probably,
positional
yeah.
eligibility here, so but just wanted to kind of talk through that if I had to go through it.
Agreed. I mean, it's a good shout, and I agree on the Clark front. I don't necessarily see them ever
No, not at this point.
extending
They're
him.
just keeping him
Probably
healthy and giving him 20 minutes.
it was an Achilles, right? That's like the death sentence for NBA players. So I'd assume 20 minutes is 20 minutes, but he is a good fantasy player.
All right, building a lineup starting with Tatum and Watford. Yeah. Watford at the 5 here. $6,600.
One of those like spend up point guards was very appealing. Like anyone, I mean, honestly, anyone like above, like scooting up, pretty much is
Column's good there.
Cam Thomas.
Yeah, that's fine. We do need another value down here somewhere. Let's get Herbin first, though. All right, 53 guard. I mean, you mentioned Goodwin. We don't know. Repair. Yeah, repair works. He's just gonna play. 6K forward. Let's see. Where are we? Trey Murphy. Let's just keep getting New Orleans in here. 57 util. Micic. Plug it. McCollum, Thomas, Jones, Tatum, Watford, Repair, Murphy, and Micic as an example lineup. We'll be back live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Give you all the latest news and updates for this main slate here. Until then, everybody find us in the Discord. Trying to fix the screen here. There we go. Get us in the Discord. Find us on Twitter. We will catch y'all later.